DICE are overhauling Battlefield 2042's squad management system for Season 5, which will hopefully bring that deeper teamwork that fans have been craving. Now, I did say overhaul because, believe it or not, there actually is a squad management system currently in the game. It's very basic and all you can do is switch to another squad at random, but the new system looks like a huge improvement that will finally bring 2042 in line with past games. DICE revealed some key details this morning with the latest episode of their Inside Battlefield podcast. The new system is rolling out in 2 parts over the course of Season 5. Squad management, which includes features like creating and joining squads directly, launches towards the start of the season. Squad orders, essentially squads being able to earn additional XP by capturing or defending marked objectives, will be added later in the season. Currently, if you open the squad menu, it's just a massive list of players in the match. Clicking on your own name will let you switch to a random squad, and if you join a match with friends in your party, the servers will try to reserve a squad for your friends, but if the game can't do that, whatever members of your party it couldn't fit into the squad will get stuck on the main menu until slots free up. The new system totally overhauls this squad screen to a new squad management and player menu. It'll show all the squads on your team, and it'll even highlight friends of yours that are in other squads. You'll be able to create a new squad and change to a specific squad if you want to switch. The menu will show you how many players are in each squad. The squads will have a unique name based on the game's lore, like Night Stalker, Gravedigger, and Hellfighter. And within squads, each player's class icon will be visible, and each squad will also have its own icon based on the squad leader. And I'm not sure if I understand this correctly, but it would be cool if you were able to tell if 2 players next to each other on, say, the battlefield are in the same squad based on their squad icon. Now, the new squad system will work both in standard multiplayer and even the co-op/AI bot matches, and unlike the current system where if the game tries to reserve the slots for your party but won't put everyone in there if there aren't enough slots, the updated system will let you create a new squad and reserve the slots for your party. So no more creating a new squad for your friends to join and then watching a bunch of randoms autofill it. This should lead to a lot less of trying to join friends but getting stuck in the menus type situations. And if being a squad leader isn't your thing, you can always just pass the role on to another player. Now, as for why you'd want to be a squad leader, the squad order system coming later in the season will let you influence what your squad does. Squad leaders will be able to ping objectives and potentially other players and even vehicles. Doing so will create an attack/defend squad order, and the members of the squad who follow them will be able to earn bonus XP individually and overall squad XP as well. DICE didn't give any specifics here about how squad XP will work, like is it going to be used to just attribute to your XP in general and your bonus score, or will you be able to do extra stuff like you could in Battlefield 5? Generally speaking, it's being designed so that more proactive squads will earn a lot of bonus XP compared to squads that are not issuing orders. One unique feature for 2042's iteration of squad orders applies specifically to Rush. If you're standing in a certain radius around an MCOM with a squad order active on the MCOM and it's successfully defused or planted or destroyed or whatever, your squad orders will be counted as completed, even if you didn't do the planting or defusing. Just being in the radius and contributing to the action will still count. So basically, if a different squad completes the MCOM objective, your squad will still get the order completed. Now, the last bit of info that DICE revealed is that your party members will finally be visible in the main menu with their chosen character and loadout. This is a feature common in most other multiplayer games today, like Call of Duty and Apex Legends, so it's nice to see Battlefield finally getting on board. Now, during the Battlefield podcast, the developers mentioned that the new squad system has been through multiple iterations to ensure that it's fast and intuitive. If you look back at 2042's early post-launch support, DICE would often implement something only to refine it or overhaul it later. The best example of this is the scoreboard. At launch, the game didn't even have a functional scoreboard. The January following the launch of the game, DICE revealed the scoreboard that they planned on adding to the game, and frankly, it was missing a ton of features of the past games. Players had a lot of negative feedback, so they delayed the new scoreboard to iterate on it, and what we ended up getting was something that was much better, but it didn't launch launch until March. So it appears DICE may be approaching squad management similarly here in that it's taken so long to get this implemented in the game, and hopefully the first iteration is great. Now, in my personal opinion, I'm very happy that DICE is finally adding squad management to the game. Battlefield is a game that, at least at one point in time, prided itself on its teamwork and squad play. Not being able to manage squads and making it harder to play with friends has been a bit of a joke for 2042 and was one of the many features left out of the game at launch. That said, when it comes to the second half of this update, the squad order system, I've always felt pretty mixed about the way that DICE has implemented this system with its XP bonuses. I think it's important for squad leaders to be able to issue orders and have tools to quickly point players in the right direction, even if they're rarely followed in game. It's nice to at least have the tools to do so. However, the whole XP bonus system tied into squad orders has always annoyed me, as it rarely rewards players in the way that I think it's meant to. And it's actually much easier to exploit it as an XP generating tool versus an actual organization and teamwork tool. For example, if you're, say, playing with 3 other friends in a squad and you're all on comms and you have no need to actually issue orders as you're just coordinating via voice, then marking objectives just ends up becoming busy work for the squad leader. But you still have to do it if you want that extra XP, and people will just be upset if you don't do it. Then of course there's modes like Breakthrough or Rush where there may only be one objective that you really need to go for, in which case issuing an order again becomes busy work, but if you don't issue the order you lose the bonus XP. Or even if there's 2 objectives on the map, sometimes your squad is super close to an objective and it's an obvious play to go for that one, there's really no need to issue the order, but again you kind of have to if you want that bonus XP. Or maybe it makes sense to split your squad in 2, where 2 players are defending an objective you are to control and the other 2 are going for the other objective, in which case the squad orders will only reward half of the squad, even if all members are playing key roles. Most of the time I see the system used as a way for the squad leader to just mark the objective that they're closest to right before getting onto the point to make sure that they get the bonus points. And that can really be bad if you have a squad leader that just spawns randomly around the map and doesn't stick with the rest of the squad. Battlefield is a game where the idea is for squad members to stay close, but the gameplay leads to many situations in which this just isn't the best strategy. People can die and respawn all the way across the map, as it often makes sense to help out with a flag cap that's going on or defending a flag somewhere else. But the squad leader bonus system is designed with the false premise that squad members are 1, often close to each other, and 2, should be close together most of the game. This is a general problem of the Battlefield scoring system being designed around the idea of how players should play, which is often in contrast with what is actually the most effective way to play, or at least the most effective way to achieve a victory. A lot of this game is built around rewarding you with XP that might actually not have anything to do with plays that helped your team win. And we've run into these issues many times in the past, with DICE doing things like reducing XP that you got for kills and massively boosting it for flag caps, which turned Battlefield 1, especially in the beta phase, into some wonky Zerg gameplay where kills were secondary to just recklessly throwing yourself onto a flag point. Now, I really like the idea of rewarding players for making choices that help the team or even for coordinating with their squad, but I feel like the order system being tied to XP isn't a particularly good solution, and I find it mostly annoying, either when I'm the squad leader and I have to constantly issue obvious orders, like attack the single objective that there is, or I get a bad squad leader who isn't marking the objectives that we're at and we basically just miss out on the bonus XP. I think orders should just be in the game without the bonus XP, at least for the moment. There's already plenty of bonus XP rewards for working closely with your squad, and the game does a poor job of recognizing real team contributions, the ones that actually help. Say you're off of the flag point hunting down a tank that was about to flank your squad and kill it. Well, you often end up missing out on those cap points that were only possible for your squad to get because you took out the dangerous target. The game doesn't understand those types of mechanics, and frankly, it's probably too tricky to code something like that into the game. So throwing in arbitrary objective bonuses can again lead to some weird mechanics, which I have always viewed as busy work at best and XP exploitive gameplay at their worst. Anyway, as Battlefield progresses towards a more refined and hopefully teamwork-oriented experience, I hope that the devs are able to come up with better systems that truly reward contributions and allow for coordination as needed, not as mandatory busy work. Overall though, I am really happy that squad management and squad orders are coming. I've just always had a gripe with the system ever since they actually tied XP generation into it. What are your thoughts on the new systems? In general, I think Season 5 is shaping up to be a very, very strong update for the game, and I'm looking forward to the many improvements that are coming with it. And if you haven't yet watched my video on how the portal weapons are being updated with new customization, then check that video out here. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.